Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today it's a new day. We are super excited. Today we have a very interesting topic, and I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Diana Nganga and I'm a HR professional.
And I'm Alice, the Conscious Life Coach.
And today we're going to focus on self-awareness in the workplace. When you hear the word self-awareness, what comes to your mind? You seclude yourself and say that you're already aware and you already know each and everything that you do on a day-to-day basis. Or maybe you think that this word is so broad that even you yourself, you can't plug yourself inside. But today we are going to focus and unlock ways and just effective ways on how to be self-aware, and also for us to be able to achieve each and everything that you do every day, being that what do you believe in about your personalities, your values, and each and everything that you stand for. Yes.
I love this topic. And
yes.
It's a topic that is very close to my heart. And I remember at some point I came across this research and it was so shocking because it said out of 10 people, 9 people think they're self-aware, but in reality, only one person is self-aware. The rest are self-deluded, meaning they think they know themselves.
And you can imagine, like when you say out of 9 people, only one person is self-aware. We're in an organization whereby we are 10,000 people, we are 3,000 people, we are 300 people. So you can imagine in the organization how many people are self-aware. Yeah, which is very, very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just talking about the benefits of self-awareness. You know, the first thing in the workplace.
Yes.
The main thing would be, you know, you're able to understand yourself. So you know what your unique talents and gifts are, so that you operate in your gift. You know, there's so many people who are literally like a fish out of the water. They're in a department that probably does not even fit with their own strengths. So they end up feeling so stressed. Why? Because they're not operating using, you know, on their strengths.
Yeah.
They feel like they're being pushed. What does that relate to? It relates to stress. So they're always talking about how, you know, stressful the workplace is. But if someone gets to a point where they understand themselves and they go like, oh, I like this, I like this, and perhaps this is not where I should be. Yeah. Perhaps maybe this is not the organization I should be in. Perhaps I should be in a different department.
Yeah, because what you're saying is very important. Like when you say the values, what are the values that the organization stand for, and also what are the values me as an employee I stand for. So it is actually very, because when you're self-aware, then you know, if I stand for integrity and this organization doesn't stand for integrity, then it means that I can't really plug myself into their vision or where they are going. Because each and every person, if you know where you're going, then it means you're self-aware. Then it comes to your purpose.
I love what you just mentioned. How many of us have a personal vision?
Yes.
No. We talk about the mission statement of the company, the vision. In fact, someone comes to an organization, there's this board that has the vision, the mission, the values and goals. Do we have that as individuals?
Yes.
Which includes the, you know, it's a journey. It's just a journey of understanding myself on a deeper level. So it goes beyond me knowing my likes and my dislikes. And I like this.
You like that. I don't like this. I don't like that. Because even when it comes to personality in the organization, how do you relate with people? How are you able to, when it comes to anything that arises, how do you react to it? You know, are you self-aware? Can you catch a breath? Because I remember recently there was you go to a place whereby people are really working together, but whenever somebody else comes in, then you feel like it's a threat or something. So it doesn't have to be like that.
Exactly. And maybe I should just mention at this point, self-awareness, when it comes to emotional intelligence, self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence. Before you even get to understand, to identify, understand, and manage your own emotions and emotions of other people, it starts with self-awareness. You have to have an understanding of yourself first before you even know what is this that you're supposed to be managing. And very few of us have taken that, you know, step of self-reflection and just asking ourselves, why do we do the things that we do? Most of the time
we do it.
Exactly. Most of the time we find that we have unconscious biases in the workplace. And so there's a lot of conflicts that goes on in the workplace because we do not have an understanding. Like you mentioned, we don't understand how our behaviors affect other people. Which goes back to self-awareness. Because when it comes to self-awareness, there are two types actually. There's the intra, me getting to understand myself. And then there's the inter self-awareness, me getting to understand how I show up and what other people think of me.
Okay, which is very important. Like even like the Johari's window, I know, you see, it is very important. Me, I know myself, but the other person, how do you actually relate to that? Which is very important in the workplace. Because if you're not self-aware, then it means you're not going to be able to achieve whatever you're supposed to achieve as an individual, and also as you plug yourself in the bigger picture for the organization. Because even now, you can tell us just a bit about the effects of being self-aware.
Okay, before you even mention that, you've mentioned the Johari's window, which is an awesome self-assessment tool, and it's free, guys. You can find it online, and it will show you so much. It will share so many insights about someone. Like you said, it will show you what your strengths are, what you're good at, and it will also show you what part of that is what your blind spots are. And for most of us, we don't know what our blind spots are in the first place, and then we don't know how to take feedback.
Yes.
Because we always think, okay, when we're being given feedback in the office, we're being criticized.
I agree. I'm being attacked.
Yeah, exactly. I'm being attacked. Our attitude changes. But if I get to understand, okay, this is who I am and this is how I show up. And yes, I understand I am not a perfect individual. I have my strengths, I have my weaknesses. And so when someone is talking about, when Diane is mentioning this and this, I'm already aware.
Yes.
So how do I show up? If we're having a conversation, maybe let's say you're my team leader and you're pointing it out, then can you imagine this conversation? The first one goes like, yeah, what is that? Why are you telling me that? My boss doesn't even like me. I don't even like them. And those things that we do in the office.
So real.
Yeah. So this is the scenario one. And then scenario two, look at it. You've mentioned something that I'm aware of. And I'll go like, yeah, boss, I understand that and I'm working on it.
I can relate to it.
Exactly. And I'm actually working on it. And this is what I'm doing to just counteract what you've mentioned. You as my team leader, which from scenario A and B, which one would you be more, which one would you like to work with?
It's as B, of course.
Exactly. So it's part of the benefits of self-awareness in the workplace. You get to relate with people better, especially your boss. We keep on saying, you know what, your boss is your boss. You might have a nasty boss, and there's nothing you can do about it. But once you take that understanding of, you take that time to understand yourself, you take that time to understand others, then you can be able to manage your boss. You can be able to see, okay, my boss likes things presented like this, like this, like this. So in order to probably maybe just reduce conflict or reduce the, going back and forth because I'm being told, as I'm saying this, I'm remembering there's a boss who used to have a lot of back and forth over something so small, a PowerPoint presentation, because she used to like the fonts done in a particular manner, and I never used to listen
in the process.
Exactly, she used to be so frustrated. I never used to listen, and I'd go back and she'd send me back with the presentation, and I'd be like, what the heck is wrong with my boss? She's so petty. Instead of sitting and understanding, wait, by the way, Alice, you're not even listening.
Yes.
She's told you this 3 times. I mean, she does not need to tell you,
again and again
exactly.
and again.
So, Alice, you're not a good listener.
Then it means the moment you get to that place whereby now you're becoming conscious.
Exactly.
That's now, okay, the problem is me. I need to also actually tackle myself. You get to that place whereby, okay, I reacted the way I reacted. Why did I react? Then you come deal with your emotions. She told me what she told me. Why did I feel the way I felt?
Exactly.
Now you now start working backwards, which is very important.
I love that because you're mentioning a part of some of the things that we can do to get to understand ourselves better in the workplace, which is just what you've mentioned, understanding our emotional triggers. So that I want to understand my triggers so that I know how to manage them. So I know if maybe my boss mentions that they don't like, I'm very, maybe I'm not attentive, and they use a word that I don't like.
Yes.
And most of the time, the trigger usually comes from past experiences. But we are usually not aware of that. So they'll say something that, I feel, hey, a Johnny show poor. Then it becomes about their boss.
Yes.
Instead of, okay, so why did that thing really get to me?
Yes.
And why did they say that? So were they in the right place to say that? Was it the right thing? And it's just a reflection. And sometimes you'll find, okay, anyway, Alice Jambi could have just sat and redone those fonts. It could have taken you 5 minutes, and it could have taken this conversation you had 30 minutes. Ukipigiwa makelele. It wouldn't
Yeah,
have been
true.
there. And in some instances, it could be maybe the other person is on the wrong.
Yeah.
So it's just learning, okay, whatever they told me, by the way, it wasn't right. And I need to set boundaries. And I need to have this conversation with them and maybe tell them, hey, and yeah, whatever this discussion was had nothing to do with my deliverables.
Yes.
Can we focus on my deliverables?
And thank you, actually, the way you've just said, like a reflection. How many people you get to a point whereby I really need to reflect? You know, so now when you talk about the effects and the benefits of being self-aware, now you get to a point whereby you reflect and just say, okay, these are my weaknesses. Let me just work on it so that I can move out of that space, move on to the next thing very quickly. Also, resilience.
Exactly. Resilience, stress management, just understanding these are the things that affect me in the workplace. So if these are the things that affect me, then how do I circumvent that? How do I put myself in a position that I can be able to manage these stresses? If maybe I understand that I'm not good at time management, I'm always late and I'm always giving the same excuse. Kulikuwa na traffic.
Kulikuwa na traffic, it's not even an excuse.
Exactly. No, it's
So I
not.
woke up late.
I woke up late, or I don't know, I couldn't get my outfit. Really? It's just having that understanding of how do I show up in the office, even just having conversations with colleagues, with your team leader, so what do you think of how I carry myself in the office? What do you think of my work? Instead of waiting until the end of probably the year, and then there's a performance assessment being done, and you're the type of person ukisikia kuna assessment, you start getting stressed out. Part of stress management is just understanding, you know what, I'm that type. Tukisikia kuna there's an assessment being done, it gets to me. So how do I manage this? Then maybe every end of the month, every 2 months, every 3 months, I can sit with my boss and ask, hey, boss, what do you think of my work? Where do you think I can improve on? So if I can be able to do that, even by the end of the year, when we're having that assessment,
you're in a better space.
Exactly, you're in a better space. But it goes back to self-awareness. Do you even understand what... do you know what your stresses are? Do you know what makes you happy? Do you know what your strengths are? Like you mentioned earlier, do you know what your values are?
It is very, very important.
Exactly. Are your values in alignment with the organization? Like you're mentioning, if my value is integrity and I'm in a workplace that does not encourage that, or if that is not a value, then there'll be a conflict.
True.
There'll be chaos in my mind. I'll be thinking of going to work and I get stressed.
Yes,
Then
very much stressed.
Exactly. Then it's for me to understand if that's the case, then what's the way out? Because if every time I think about going to work I'm getting stressed, then it's affecting me mentally.
Yes.
It's affecting my health.
Yes.
It's affecting me emotionally because stress. Exactly. It's affecting my productivity. It's affecting my performance.
How I show up.
Exactly. It's affecting my attitude.
And attitude is very key.
Exactly. So if I understand that, then I will know, okay, maybe then this is not the organization for me. Then if this is not the organization for me, what kind of an organization would I want to work with? No, would they want me as I am right now? Or maybe I need to upgrade my skills and my knowledge.
So it means self-awareness is very broad. It is a very, very interesting topic. And you see, even as a manager, you're managing people. You yourself can be self-aware, but your subordinate, maybe the way they're reacting is because they're not self-aware. Or even we can get to a situation whereby maybe an employee, they're so self-aware, but you as a boss, you're not self-aware. So it just brings a balance. Self-awareness can save a life.
Because a war unto you if you're self-aware and your boss is not.
Yes.
Because that's where most of the chaos is, because every time you're trying to communicate and they're not understanding, they'll always be thinking this person wants to usurp me, this person wants my job. So if you're in that kind of a situation, how do you manage that? It's for you to sit back and assess what we're talking about, self-awareness, understanding, by the way, every time I bring this up, My boss always thinks I'm after their job.
Yeah, true.
But how can I work around this?
Yes.
Maybe if I made my boss understand, or if I made my boss look good.
Yes. Yeah.
So I will come up with an idea, and it's so easy to say, oh, but then we did it as a team. And most likely my boss will want to, they'll be very proud of it, and they'll want to hear more ideas.
Yeah.
And like, okay, I know this is my idea, and I want to, I want to spearhead it, I want it to be me, and I know, by the way, my boss is not the type who likes hearing such things, and I know they'll shoot it down. So what do I want? Which is another part of self-awareness, just understanding what we want. It's amazing that when you ask people, many people know what they don't want.
Agreed. True. But
I do not want to work 8 to 5. Yes. I do not want a boss who's like this. I do not want. What do you want?
Yeah, you also need to get to that
space whereby when you ask people,
yes, what do I want as a person, as an individual? Because now the organization wants it holistic.
Exactly.
Because for them they have objectives, they have goals that is governing the organization. But you as a person, what do you want? This is what the organization wants. Exactly. But you as an individual, what do you want?
It reminds me of the question that is most often asked in interviews. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yes.
That's a very that's a question that's asking you, what do you want? And most of the time we answer so that we can appease the interviewers, and we give a vavavoom answer that will, but really we have not taken that time to ask, do I even want to be in this organization?
True. Yeah.
In the next 5 years? Do I want to be in this capacity? Do I want to be in this department? What do I want? What is my personal vision? Do I have a mission statement as myself? How am I adding value to this organization? Because unfortunately for most of us, we have not gone to that level where we are asking, what can I do for the other person? We're always asking, exactly.
What is in for me?
Hii paycheck hata watulipi vizuri, the times that they're giving us, bonus walikata, nini. But what are you doing?
Yes.
And as I'm mentioning that, I've just remembered a conversation I had with a colleague very many years back. And she said, know yourself, then grow yourself.
Yes.
Grow yourself to the point where the company, you don't need the company. The company needs you. That means you become indispensable.
Yes.
How do you do that? By having an understanding of yourself and, being so good at something. I love mentioning this. I keep on saying, just understand, and then understand what your strengths are. Then pick one thing, and then become an expert at it.
Run with it.
Exactly. Such that every time it's mentioned in that company,
it's her.
They have to mention your name. Every time it's mentioned in your industry,
yes,
they have to mention your name. But how many of us do that? And that is what we are referring to as adding value.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you grow.
Additions.
Exactly, you grow yourself.
Yes.
You grow yourself in the company, such that when, say maybe, and this has happened with COVID times, maybe there's a layoff.
Yeah.
They always go like, but then Diana is the one who's good at this.
Yeah.
So uya hizi kaenda sahi, not now. Maybe, that one kwanza tuweke kando. But this one, you fanya nini huko?
Because her attitude, everything, they've just aligned. Self-aware.
Exactly. If maybe HR or someone else in the company has to sit and ask, but then what's their role here?
Yeah. It's easily defend, like you can easily defend it.
Exactly. And it's that understanding, this is my role.
Yeah.
And how am I showing up?
How are you showing up?
Exactly. How am I showing up? How am I showing up in the team?
Yeah.
What do my colleagues think of me? Are we having, and this is the thing, they don't necessarily have to like you, but you need to be cordial, guys. You can't be the A performer in the workplace, but with the, I don't know whether I can use this word, with the shittiest attitude. Like people don't want to be around you. And then you're thinking, but I mean, I bring the results, so why are you guys? Because you'll find, if there's conflict between you and your colleagues, you might be the best, but people don't want to be around you.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Yeah, the topic is very nice. I think we need to do a second part.
I think
and
so
you
too.
see, like now our coach has written a book on 21 days to self-awareness, which is very important. What we're just talking about, like you really need to know what is it about? What is this thing that you really believe in? Me, I'm super excited. I'm so excited about the topic. I can't even just wait to also unlock and get to know myself even more and better, for me just to be able to plug myself anywhere in this industry or anywhere in the world. Thank you so much. You can actually get this book under social media handles. We'll put the handles down below. So make sure you grab yourself a copy, because we are going somewhere and it's actually a journey. Self-awareness is a journey, and don't think that you can just do it on a one-day thing. It's actually a journey. Thank you so much, guys. Until next time, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye.
Bye.